Dot Claire weaves a tapestry that embodies vibrant health, empowering women over 50 to awaken their courage, activate their power, and create a joyful life. Magically creating beauty and harmony out of the ordinary, Dot knows that your body and your living space are sacred temples that nourish the beauty of you. She's blended, for 25 years, blended nursing, healing touch, aromatherapy to her work as a massage therapist and a Reiki master teacher, helping you break through tension, stress, and pain. As a sacred place practitioner, she creates healing experiences, ceremonies, and supportive sacred environments to help you enter into a deepened, quiet space where transformation happens. So, welcome to Dot Claire.
Well, this is a different view. Death came knocking 15 years ago. I open the door. I see my son Tim. He never comes to visit me in the middle of the day. Mom, I have some terrible news to tell you. Jim died. Jim? My son Jim? He was only 31 years old. How can that be? What happened? Death was a frequent visitor in my home when I was a child. My brother James Edward died before I was born. My sister Shirley, she died when I was only 3 years old. My brother Bob died when I was 7. He died of a heart attack. He was only 18 years old. My parents had a lot of tragedies. They didn't handle death very well. Mom, she yelled and she raged at us, and then she went to work and went to church and prayed. Dad worked day and night. I never saw him. Nobody talked about death, nor feelings. In fact, they booted themselves up, pulled up their bootstraps on their suspenders, and went on like nothing had happened. I decided that maybe I could do sorrow differently. I wrote in my journal, and I sobbed and I cried. I put altars all over the house. Jim's pictures, candles, oh, his guitar, his music, and his dancing shoes. My home was filled with memories of my son. Then I decided to go out to the garden. So I put my garden shoes on, and I dragged my shovel, and I start digging in the dirt, digging away, yelling at God, actually. God, how could you do this? Children aren't supposed to die before their parents. This isn't fair. What were you thinking? And then I looked at Jim's journals, and I read page after page after page, night and day, trying to figure out what the heck did I miss. He only weighed 80 pounds. He died of malnourishment? What words? What was going on in his head? I went back out into the garden and I started digging again, getting rid of all of my anger and my sorrow. And I plant hostas, and I plant impatience, and I put all my rage and my anger and my sadness and my tears and sweat into the dirt. 9 months later, I go back into the house. I've been in the house for a while. And I take down his pictures and I put them away. I take out the candles out of the center of my house. And his guitar. Sorrow is no longer the center of my life. I'm ready to take back me. 2 years later, I'm on Jim's favorite mountaintop. We're overlooking the pine trees. The sun is about ready to set. I'm holding his ashes and bones in my hands. My daughters, Missy and Jenny, are beside me. We share stories, Jim's stories. We read a poem. My hands are warm. Is that possible? It's like Jim's still here. Oh, I remember the last time I was with Jim. We were at the beach, and we're holding arms hand in hand, and we're skipping along, and we're dodging those waves, and we're having a grand old time. And then when we're ready, we walk back to the picnic blanket. We sit and share lunch. He looks at me with his big, intense blue eyes. Mom? What's really going on with you? Are you dating any men right now? He's the only one of my 6 children that ever notices me and sees me. But I notice how thin he is. I can almost see his ribs through his shirt. I want to say something about an eating disorder, but the last time I talked about anorexia to him, he was so mad at me, he didn't talk to me for 3 months. I can't risk that. Jim, and how are you? What's happening with you? Oh, Mom, I just love to sing and dance. It makes me feel so free. I'm going to try out for a play this afternoon. Will you come with me for the audition? I got a part in The Messiah. I wish you were going to be here. But work, my business, is just holding me down. I feel so down about it. In fact, I don't have a place to live and I have no money coming in. In fact, I'm broke. I'm in debt. Life is just so hard. And he begins to cry. I put my arm around him. I lay his head on my lap. I stroke his head. There. It's okay. I love you. A gust of wind blows the ashes out of my hands. They swipe across my face. It feels like I was just kissed by the ashes. And they scatter to the floor and to the ground. At the same time, the sun is setting. Oh, it's so beautiful. Mom, I love you. Always together, never apart. I put my arms around my daughters. We huddle together, and we make our goodbyes. The year after Jim dies, I meet Yolanda. I call her my angel in skin. She and I hang out together. We grieve together. We nurture each other and support each other. I feel loved in my sorrow. We're sitting on the couch. The sun is shining in and hitting all my crystals, and I see all these rainbows all over the room. She falls asleep. Jim's here. I see his blue eyes. He says hi. He wants a wedding party. Well, that's a little crazy. I know sometimes I go for crazy things, but I'm not so sure she's talking to Jim. He says he's married to God. He wants you to celebrate with a party. There's something about a ring and a pillow. She doesn't know about the ring that I've been wearing since he died. And he gave me this beautiful, frilly, with ribbons on it, little pillow. Kind of looks like a ring-bearing pillow to me. I know it sounds a little crazy, but let's have a party.
Yeah.
The guests arrive. 17 friends. The harp is playing. Music. In walks Yolanda with the wedding cake. And it says on it, Jim's light shines on. Well, we party. Jim was a party mongrel. We dance, and we play the drums. Woo-hoo! We had a grand old time. Jim's light fills the room. What if the end is not the end, but a new beginning? What if my parents had known how to hold me, nurture me, and love me when my brothers and my sister died? What if my parents had learned how to grieve and had taught me how to grieve because they had dived deeply into their sorrow? Well, death changed me. The death of my son changed who I am today. Because of his death, I have created and birthed a 3-step process I call sacred practices for going within and coming back to myself. I've used the terms 3 C's, which are clear, create, and celebrate. Clear out the old, just like I did with clearing out his stuff out of the center of my home. Create something new, the spirit garden that I created, that I eventually put a beautiful gazing ball in the center of the garden because they reflected Jim's eyes. And next to it was a small angel watching over the garden. And then celebrate. Celebrate going home. Celebrate going home to his divine. To celebrate with a community that supports and uplifts and helps us and nurtures us through some of our tragedies in life. I've said many times that Jim's death is a blessing. It has been a gift to me because it has made me who I am today. And that the gift that I have to give to others is that I do know how to nurture and support and hold people as they walk through some tough times in life so they can be transformed. It feels like my mission to help people come home to themselves, to be connected with the divine within. What if we don't really die? And maybe there is no such thing as death. That we go on and we shine our light always.